Hello everyone, welcome back on Emstine TV. In today's video, we are going to be looking at the world's most expensive countries to live in. So, to my returning subscribers, you guys are all the best. Thank you so much for your continuous support. And if you are new to the family, please do consider subscribing and turning on your notification bell so that we keep discoveries. What makes a country to be classified the most expensive? Is it the public transport fare? Is it the total cost of living? Is it rent? What other factors? We are going to see all these answers in the video as we move on. If a country has cheap rent and bargain prices on food, it could be pricey in other areas. High taxes, low wages, and above average transportation costs can also contribute to a high cost of living for residents. So we are going to be talking about the cost of living index and the local purchasing power of every country. 10. Ireland. Cost of living index 85.45, local purchasing power 96.10. Rounding out the top 10 most expensive countries to live in, Ireland is still 15% less expensive to live in compared to New York City. You will notice that most significant savings on rent, which is typically 53% cheaper. 9. Israel. Cost of living index 86.53, local purchasing power 102.30. Although Israel has a high cost of living, it's still 13% cheaper than life in New York City. The biggest savings come from rent, which is 64% cheaper by comparison. 8. Japan. Cost of living index 86.58, local purchasing power 107.35, with an overall cost of living that's 13% lower compared to New York City. Japan also offers rent that are 74% cheaper than what you paid in New York. Expect to pay 8% less for groceries and around 51% less to eat out, all while enjoying a purchasing power that's at least 7% greater than what New York's are used to. 7. Singapore. Cost of living index 91.40, local purchasing power 95.89. Life in Singapore costs slightly less than in New York City. Renters will notice prices that are 28% less compared to the Big Apple. 6. Denmark. Cost of living index 93.30, local purchasing power 117.53. Although this country is magically cheaper to live in and residents enjoy significantly more purchasing power than in New York City, Denmark ranks number 4 among the world's most expensive places to dine out. Expect menu prices that are 13% higher compared to the Big Apple. 5. Luxembourg. Cost of living index 96.56, local purchasing power 116.73. Rounding out the top 5 most expensive countries to live in, Luxembourg boasts a purchasing power that is 16% higher than in New York City. That purchasing power doesn't apply to dining. It's the 5th most expensive place to eat out and 8% more expensive compared to New York City. 4. Bahamas. Cost of living index 100.68, local purchasing power 71.40. At first glance, life in the sunny Bahamas costs about the same as living in the Big Apple. However, rent costs are 65% less, and the country is the 3rd most tax-friendly in the world. 3. Norway. Cost of living index 113 107.70. Local purchasing power 107.95. Rent in Norway costs under half as much as in the US, but the food is pricey. Norway ranks as the third costiest in the world for groceries and eating out, with restaurant food prices up to 25% higher than in the New York City. 2. Switzerland. Cost of living index 131.39. Local purchasing power 126.15. Switzerland has one of the highest costs of living in the world, 31% higher than in New York City, plus the world's most expensive groceries. Rents are half of what you pay in the Big Apple, but worldwide income tax can run up to 40%. You are even taxed for living in your own home. However, Swiss citizens at least enjoy purchasing power that is 26% higher as compared to New York City. 1. Iceland. Cost of living index 123.96. Local purchasing power 87.84. Iceland high cost of living isn't due to housing. You can rent a home for less than half of what you could in the Big Apple. It's food that's pricey. You will spend 33% more to eat out and 19% more on groceries compared to New York City. And the local purchasing power is lower than all but one of the top 15 most expensive countries. So guys, those were the top 10 most expensive countries to live in the world. So I will move forward to explain to you the meaning of Big Apple, since I have been mentioning in this video without explaining the meaning. The Big Apple is a nickname for New York City. It was first popularized in the 1920s by John J. Gerard, a sport writer for the New York Morning Telegraph. Its popularity since the 1970s is due in part to a professional campaign by the New York tourist authorities. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe so that you get notified when I upload. Till next video, stay blessed. I love you all. Thanks.